Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call the Wild, and today we're going to do something a little bit different than what we've done in the past. I'm going to try grinding for the Great One in multiplayer. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me if it's possible to get a Great One in multiplayer, and well, I really don't know, but I'm sure that it would be just as possible in multiplayer as it would in single player, so we're going to see if we can find a Great One in multiplayer. Now, this is by no means going to be easier than single player. In fact, I think there's probably less chance of finding it in multiplayer, but I mean, it's worth a shot at this point. We're 3,100 kills into our Great One grind on single player without actually getting him, so it couldn't hurt. And we're also going to hunt for other species along the way, so if we get into a server that's at blacktail time like this one, I'm not going to pass up on the opportunity to go check out the blacktail. We've also picked up the 303 burnished for this hunt, since it's been a little while since we've used it. A lot of our recent videos have been with the 270, the M1, and guns like that, so I figured we might as well go back to the 303, since it is one of my favorite rifles. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is... well, this isn't how I thought this video was going to start out. We already have a guaranteed Diamond Blacktail. Oh my gosh. Well, this is honestly about as good as it can get. Let's see if we can get a better angle on this guy. I can't believe that this is the first thing I spot at the first lake I go to. What are the odds of that? This is honestly a long time coming. It has been ages since I found a guaranteed Diamond Blacktail. That's honestly incredible. We're gonna try and get broadside. And actually, this right here is good. He is going alert now. So once he takes a step forward, we will try to get a shot into him. I don't want to take the shot at a time where we could end up missing him, so we're going to make sure he has just stopped. That way we don't have a chance of screwing this up. That should be good. I cannot believe the size of that thing. I've been trolled on so many of these guys recently. And literally the first thing we look at today is a guaranteed Diamond Blacktail. That's just incredible. I honestly could not have asked for anything better to start this video off. I honestly have a really good feeling about today. If this is the way that we're starting out, I can only imagine what we're gonna find. That is honestly one of the nicest blacktail I've seen. That thing is huge. Let's claim this before we get kicked or anything weird like that. 186. Yeah, this is easily the nicest blacktail I've ever killed. This rack actually looks somewhat decent. It looks a little bit better than most of the level 5s do. I still am not a fan of the direction these tines come off in. This is not extremely realistic, unfortunately, but this is the biggest blacktail I've killed since they changed the scoring on them. That's insane. And easily the nicest looking one that I've ever killed. Pretty incredible. And that thing was really close to max weight too. I believe 95 even is max weight. 186.20. What a giant. What an absolute giant. Well, it's not diamond potential, but that is a pretty decent looking blacktail deer right there, so let's see if we can get lined up on this guy once he turns broadside again. We're honestly off to a pretty good start. We got our Diamond Blacktail, and now we've got a pretty good size 4 off of the same server, so we're doing pretty good to start off. There he is. This is a pretty decent blacktail deer at 146. It actually is a little bit above gold. Not a ton, but a little bit. This is actually the rack that is bugged, I believe. Yeah, only 4 on overall spread is definitely not right, especially since tip to tip is 12, and that's clearly more than tip to tip. I'm probably gonna have to send this to the devs and see if they are able to figure out what's up with it, but still a good looking buck. I have never seen an elk drinking at this lake before. That's actually kind of cool. I've never seen elk drink here. That's really interesting. I mean, that's not a very impressive elk, but it's nice to know that they actually can be here. I've never had them drinking here on my map, and I can't say that I've ever found them here in multiplayer either. So that's kind of cool. The main reason I came here is because this is a lake that can have blacktail and also whitetail around the area, so I was hoping we could come across some of them, and finally there's a blacktail. It's a doe though, so not really anything important here. Well, that is the first whitetail I've spotted, and I mean, whitetail are what we are after, but as far as I can tell, it's all does in this herd, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Not really gonna get us anything out of that. I keep getting into servers that are at blacktail times, so I've been having trouble finding places where I can actually go for whitetail. I honestly just end up checking all the blacktail and elk locations and then moving on. So hopefully we can find a few whitetail servers, but as of now, it's just a lot of blacktail and elk, which I mean, I can't complain about. It's got us a diamond blacktail and a pretty decent sized one right after. Now if we can just get ourselves some good whitetail servers, things will be absolutely perfect. Apparently everybody on Layton Lakes is at blacktail time today, because this is the 5th server in a row where it's been just blacktail time and elk time. I haven't found a single server at whitetail time, so I think we're gonna go ahead and take out this interesting looking level 4 blacktail right here. It's kind of a strange one, and I like the way it looks. It's about 197 out, so we should need to aim just a tiny bit high. Should be good, actually. That might have been a bit far forward and low. And of course he stopped as I took the second shot. But that one got him on the ground, so I think we saved that, hopefully. There he is, our extremely interesting looking blacktail, and honestly, this one is so weird, it might be tax worthy. 153, that is a very interesting blacktail. A very, very strange one. I don't think I've ever seen a blacktail where the antlers line up so perfectly like that. That is a strange one. Strange to say the least, but kind of cool. Honestly, let's tax it. We will put it in... Oh wow, that hit really low. That hit way lower than I expected it to. Well anyway, as I was saying, we'll probably put it in one of our secondary lodges, but that's kind of cool. Well, that is a pretty big elk right there. A very solid looking bull, actually. It's only a 4, so it doesn't really have a chance at diamond, but that's a really good looking one, and I figure we might as well take it out since we're gonna be running in this direction anyway. And it's down right here, so let's go ahead and double back in that direction. 343. That's a pretty good looking elk. Not bad at all, about 37 points below diamond roughly. But not bad. Definitely like this rack better than a lot of them. Most of the small Roosevelts don't look super great, but these bigger ones actually look pretty good. Alright, well, since all we're really finding is blacktail and elk servers, I think now would be as good of time as any to go ahead and show off one of the kills that I actually got about a week ago, but just haven't had a video to put it in. We got ourselves a pretty impressive level 5 Roosevelt elk, and as you guys are seeing right now, it was a pretty big one. Not necessarily my favorite rack, but still not too bad either, but it did end up scoring diamond, and I'm pretty happy to have found another one. It's been ages since we had our last Diamond Roosevelt Elk, and I know quite a few of you guys enjoy seeing the Roosevelts, and I do too. It never gets old seeing that giant rack. A lot of the smaller ones don't look too great, but when you find those level 5s, they do look pretty impressive. Now, the one that we ended up getting here was the thinner version of that rack. There is one that's a lot thicker, and that's the one that I prefer out of the two, but at least we ended up getting a diamond one after a long time of not seeing one, so can't really complain either way. But unfortunately, today we're not able to find any diamonds when it comes to the Roosevelt elk. That one's a pretty good looking elk right there, but he's just a level 3, and then that one's only level 4. It's unfortunate we haven't been able to find anything massive for elk. I was really hoping we would, but we got a massive black-tailed deer And I think that's pretty much just as good. And we have finally found our first whitetail of the day. Or our first whitetail buck, I should say. Let's see if we can get close enough to take that guy out, because he's actually a pretty good sized one. Upper estimate of 246. Not too bad. You know, honestly, we can probably hit this shot if we get him to move. So let's just shoot next to him. There we go. Should get them moving around. That should be a good shot, and he is losing health. The 303 is such a powerful gun. I absolutely love using it. I think we honestly need to break it out more often. This and the 270 are a couple guns that I've been having a lot of fun with recently. It's a good thing that we made that shot, because honestly, if this guy had gone out of render, we probably would have never seen him again. And that is a 239. That's a good buck. Not a diamond. And definitely not the great one, but a very solid deer nonetheless. Can't really complain anytime you break 230 on a whitetail. 230s and 240s bucks are not super common. Well, we finally got into a server that's at a different time of day, but it is at the second drink time for blacktail and elk, so once again, stuck hunting those. Can't really find much for whitetail like I was hoping, but I mean, it is what it is. This has produced a couple cool trophies, including that massive diamond, so maybe it's not all that bad. And this server right here actually was from a level 10. The host actually left, but now I am the host, and as you guys can see, there is no drink zones around two of my favorite blacktail lakes, so we're gonna go to those, and then we'll probably head over to Runaki also. And if we can't find anything of those, we're probably gonna run the river. But I guess we'll see. And it looks like now everybody's left the server, so it's just me. Although that's actually kind of good. That means I've got the server to myself and I can hunt everything freely without worrying about other people hunting the areas. There we go. Finally a server at 1319. We finally got a whitetail server. Now, I don't know what type of whitetail zones this guy's gonna have, but I guess we'll just keep going to random places and see what we can end up finding. We have shot a lot of different animals today. One thing we have not taken out is a mallard duck, and this has a chance of making diamond. I don't know if it will. It probably won't, honestly, but there's a chance still. And because of that, we are going to take him out. There is our little mallard duck right here. Let's see if we can reach it. And it is just a gold at 1860, about 1 point below diamond. Honestly, I kind of figured it would score on the lower end of that, but I mean, it is what it is. Didn't really expect too much out of it, but just so that we had a wider variety of animals taken during this video, I decided we would take that little guy out. Today we got easily the biggest blacktail deer that I've killed since they changed the scoring on them, along with one of the cooler Layton Lakes elk trophies that we've got as of recent. I don't exactly know where to put them. We have a couple of the different diamond racks for Roosevelt's here, and then we got a bunch of Rocky Mountain elk. I think what we're going to end up doing is removing that guy right here, and then we'll put the Rosie here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right there. It's pretty much across from this other one. I like the way that looks. That is a pretty decent spot for him, and I just realized something. Our other one that we had was actually uneven, so now we have an even one of this rack. It scores a little bit lower, but that's pretty cool. So even though this is the same rack as this one, it's a little bit different. I like that. And as for the blacktail, I think it deserves a place towards the front of our lodge, because this is easily the biggest one that I've killed in a very long time. I think this right here is going to be the best place for him. Actually, after looking at it a little bit, I'm honestly not as big of a fan of placing it there. I think what we're gonna do is maybe, I guess we could remove one of these mule deer trophies in here. These are our two OG ones. Maybe we could move, I guess, this guy right here. That way we have our biggest blacktail next to our biggest mule deer. Not too bad. The only problem that I have with the blacktail when it comes to their antler coloration is it blends in with the walls so well, it's hard to find a place to put this to where you can actually tell what it is. Because even that, it's really hard to tell if that's a black-tailed deer. I guess we'll just put it like that. But I mean, still a pretty awesome trophy. Easily the biggest black-tailed deer I've killed since they changed the scoring. And probably one of the cooler things that we found on Layton Lakes multiplayer as of recent. But if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click like, and ring that notification bell so that you guys will never miss a video. Also be sure to comment down below with your opinions on this video, if you guys enjoyed it or not, or really anything that you guys would like to ask me or say to me. I try to respond to as many of the comments as I can, and there's a high chance I'll respond to yours. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!